I got the moves. I got the moves. I'm making moves. You gotta move. You gotta make the city move. Like, whoa. I make the city move. I got the move.
The Chicago Bulls have stepped up their game recently, going on a 7-game win streak at one stage. Now, they are 13th in the East, and a lot of Chicago Bull fans are getting pretty angry over their win streak, as they believe they should be tanking to get a good draft pick for the upcoming draft, where they will hopefully select a future superstar. So, in today's video, I will be discussing whether the Chicago Bulls should tank this season or whether they should try continue to win. So, let's get right into this. I'm actually very surprised the Chicago Bulls are winning. Looking at their roster, they look like they shouldn't even be close to winning any games, but somehow they are. No one expected them to be this good. But why are the Bulls winning? Well, mostly it has to do with the players. Chris Dunn is a most improved player of the year candidate and has been a great point guard for the Bulls this season. He's been averaging 13.9 points, so basically 14 points per game, with 6.1 assists and 4.7 rebounds, shooting 44% from the field and 34% from the three. The 3-point percentage is probably the main issue here, but you still have to give credit where credit is due. Chris Dunn was labelled a bust after one season, where he averaged 3.8 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Of course, those are terrible numbers, but his coach Tom Thibodeau is well known for not playing rookies, so that would explain the bad stats, and I personally feel like the bust label was a bit of an overreaction. His improvement overall is definitely a bonus for the Chicago Bulls, who probably originally thought he'd only be giving them maybe 10 points with 3 or 4 assists. Overall, Dunn is having a great season, improving his numbers across the board, and is a very important piece for the Chicago Bulls, and he may be the reason why they are winning. Of course though, there is more than one player on a team, so let's talk about the biggest surprise player of this rookie class, Lauri Markkanen. Lauri has been averaging 15 points and 7 rebounds this season, which is crazy. Everyone was saying the Bulls made a mistake when they drafted him, which has turned out to be false. Many are calling him the next Dirk Nowitzki, the next Kristaps, basically the next big Euro star. And I can't say I disagree with that. His potential, his offensive skill, it's phenomenal. It's hard to deny that claim. He could easily become that next European star. And maybe people are calling him that because he is getting his team wins. Next up is the return of Nikola Mirotic. Mirotic got in a scuffle with Bobby Portis at a training session at the beginning of the season, and Portis punched Mirotic and fractured his face. Anyway, Mirotic recently returned and started putting up career numbers of 17 points and 7 rebounds, and ever since he returned, the Bulls have been doing really well until their last few games. In my opinion, Mirotic is the main reason why they are winning, but this is not a good thing. The Bulls need to tank, and here are some reasons why. They can't win enough to be contenders. Though the Bulls did do well for a section of the season, they only managed to get as high as the 11th seed and soon after fell off again to 13th. Clearly, they can win if they want, but they are still not good enough to contend, even contend for the playoffs. The Bulls are still a couple of pieces away from having a really good future, so if they want to get those 2 pieces, they need to lose games to get the higher draft pick. The Bulls need all the help they can get, and winning is not going to solve it. I'm sorry. And another thing, if the Bulls wanted to win, why would they trade Jimmy Butler? That's just so stupid. He was going to get you the most wins possible, and if you wanted to win, you should have left him on your team. To conclude, the Chicago Bulls obviously should tank, and the reason why they were winning is kind of weird in my opinion. There was no reason for the big win streak, and who knows, maybe those wins will affect their draft pick. In my opinion, the Bulls have got to trade Mirotic to fix this problem, but that's for another video. But what do you guys think of the Bulls? Should they be tanking? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, but with that being said, I am out. Peace.